Oh, I probably got the sweats then. That was weird. I think he's actually going to give me a heart attack.
Ha! Got him!
Hey guys, MileZee here. Welcome to the channel once again, and this is my review for Pokemon Legends Arceus. I have really been enjoying this game. I hope you guys have too. I put in nearly 50 hours into this game. It's literally just eaten my life up this last weekend. I've been streaming it over on Twitch as well, and I'll be uploading the streams to this channel as well as my first impression videos, as I usually do. But I'm just loving it. I think this is the best Pokemon game to date. I really do feel that way. I love the world and the region that they've built here. It's basically a prequel to Diamond and Pearl, which is absolutely amazing. There's references throughout the game to those games, and the choice of Pokemon's great. While there's been a few where I felt like it would have been great to have, like it would have been great to have the original starters from Kanto, for example, but you know, they can't fit every Pokemon in, and I do expect DLC to come. There is a very genuine leak that it seems to be that there will be DLC coming in April, so I'm looking forward to seeing if that comes to fruition. But I absolutely love this game for being semi-open world and not just open world. Breath of the Wild, it's been very much compared to in its marketing, even down to the box art of this game looking exactly like Breath of the Wild. But it's very different in many different ways. And this is very much an open world which you unlock different areas in as you go. It feels like it's a lot easier to digest, a lot easier to feel some progression in. Modern open world games have been quite annoying recently because we're just having all these different points on a map to visit, and it can feel very overwhelming and just kind of, no matter how far you dig into the games, you can feel completely overwhelming and like there's just too much to do for the time that you want to put into the game. And that's my problem with most open world games today. However, fortunately, Pokemon kind of reinvents it, kind of strips it back and says you can explore this world, and there's parts of the map that are huge, but it's not fully open until you complete the game. And I really like that. And the battling is seamless, so it's an action RPG unlike the other ones where you confront a trainer or a Pokemon, it will go to another screen. That is completely seamless, and there are less battles, there's no gyms, but the story itself holds up really well, keeps me interested, as well as 90 other side quests that you do that unlock over time as well. And there's just other cool little bits and bobs that you can do around the village that is always really fun. There's like balloon popping challenges with Pokeballs and stuff like that, which is really fun. You get different Pokemon to use to your advantage, so later on you will unlock a Pokemon which enables you to use water for travel, so you can travel over to different little islands and find little extra things and find Pokemon that perhaps you didn't know were in the game. So that is really good as well. The game also gives you an opportunity to use your saves for Sword and Shield and Let's Go to give you unique unlocks like an extra Pokemon or an extra clothing item, which is kind of cool. They're utilizing older games and your older saves and your older progress to be able to gain a few bits and bobs here and there, and that's been quite nice to have as well. So if you're an ongoing Pokemon fan, you're a long-term Pokemon fan, there's definitely stuff here that might pique your interest. I think people are put off. There's a certain audience of people that are put off by the game because it's very different. And I do think that Pokemon needs to stick to this formula because it just works for me. I absolutely adore everything about this game. From running around catching Pokemon is just an absolute delight every time. And even though I have to go out and catch 25 of maybe each Pokemon, it never grows tiresome. It's always fun. You always find yourself in a difficult situation or an interesting situation where you have 3 or 4 Pokemon going after you, going crazy. And some of the Pokemon that are the worst are some of the Pokemon you don't even expect to be like that, like Paris, like the most innocent looking Pokemon in Pokemon Blue. This is an absolute nightmare in this game. Now, there are a few repeats of Pokemon. There are a lot of Geodudes and Gravelers in the game, very similar to the Geodudes you found a lot of in the last game, Pearl and Diamond as well. which is a little bit annoying at times, but it is always a nice delight when you spot a Pokemon and you're like, oh my god, I need that Pokemon, because you've never seen it anywhere else. Oh, there's a Pikachu! Guys, there's a Pikachu! Guys, there's a Pikachu! And as well as the shinies, you don't have to grind and catch, like, I don't know, 50 odd Pokemon before a shiny appears. They're just completely random, and I do love that too. You also have the grit bags and everything like that you can level up the individual stats of the Pokemon. That's slightly similar to IV we've seen before, but it's slightly improved in my opinion. Kind of streamlined, and I like that a lot. There are some frame rate issues with the game. I saw a lot of sort of the flying Pokemon flapping their wings at like 2 frames per second every now and then. There are frame rate drops here and there, and I did experience a little bit of lag, but I am using the older Nintendo Switch. I don't know if that will really make a huge difference, but it was noticeable at times. But that can kind of be forgiven, as well as the graphics. I mean, this game takes me back to like the glory days of the N64 and the glory days of the GameCube, and giving us a game that just generally works from start to finish. There's no additional surprises. It's just a finished, polished game, in my opinion, other than a few frame rate hiccups that we've always had in games anyway. And no, it's not excusable, but it is not affecting my enjoyment of this game. The bosses are fun, the story's fun, the story missions, they're never repeating and boring. There's a lot of fetch this ingredient or find me this Pokemon, show me this Pokemon. There's a few riddly ones where it's like, I need to see a Pokemon that looks like this, and you have to go and find and work out which Pokemon they're talking about. So there are missions that there are just no missions in there where I find it being a chore. Like, you know, when you play, I don't know, for example, Spider-Man, and you have some of the side quests like chasing drones and things like that. Or taking pictures of certain locations. To me, that felt very grindy and lazy. As much as I love that game, don't get me wrong, but it just felt like every request in this game had a purpose or felt different to the last, and that's something I do appreciate in a game, because there's so many open world games where they're just like, collect 700,000 seeds. Yes, I'm looking at you, Breath of the Wild. As much as I love that game, the seeds... collecting all of those seeds is not fun when you get to like the last 200. So there's that, right? But I absolutely adore Pokemon Legends Arceus. I hope they stick with this format. Absolutely adore it. The music's great. The animation, while there could be a few changes and improvements, it does look quite charming. It has its own charm to it. It has its own style. Has its own presence, and I absolutely love this game so much. For that reason, 9 out of 10. This is going to be a contender for Game of the Year for me, so it'll be interesting to see within a year that comes with Starfield and Lego Star Wars and Breath of the Wild 2, Splatoon 3. Like, this year's going to be mind-blowing, considering we don't get any delays like we did last year. So let's see where this takes us for Game of the Year. I hope it does get Game of the Year, because it's well-deserved. And the sales have been great, considering it's only one game instead of 2 that we normally get for Pokemon. I think they just need to stick to this now. And I'm very, very happy with it. Guys, thank you so much. Hit that subscribe button. Ring that notification bell. I'll see you soon with the next one. Happy gaming.